We'll definitely start with a review of Premier League football, especially the action we saw last night. We'll also preview matches today, talking about Chelsea as well as Manchester United being in action. I'm being joined now by seasoned sports analyst Godwin. Godwin, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Samson Oloye, the compliment of the season.
Compliments of the season. I'm still expecting my fried rice and chicken, from Christmas.
Okay, okay. I'll text them to you.
Okay. Let's get into it, because we have so much to talk about. Let's start with Arsenal Football Club. Title contenders, they are now 7 points clear at the top of the table. At first, the first 8-10 matches, it looked like a blip will come up, but they just have a way of showing that resilience this season. They suffered they were a goal down rather, but recovered to win 3-1. What do you make of the performance yesterday? And is it really a true reflection that Arsenal are indeed in the title race?
Samson Oloye, I must be sincere with you. Yep. Arsenal are title contenders.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, network being very friendly during this period. Well, we'll try as much as possible to get across to Godwin once again. Well, quite well that side Benrahma got West Ham up and running with a penalty kick early on in the game after Gerard Bowen got fouled in that match. But Arsenal responded in style, it must be said. They went 1-0 down during the break, but the second half was a different kettle of fish. Bukayo Saka got Arsenal on level terms before Martinelli squeezed one just at the far post of Fabianski, who is also a former Arsenal player, the goalkeeper of West Ham United. And you now had, Nketiah getting the third goal for Arsenal, showing once again that he's a reliable substitute to Gabriel Jesus up front. Remember, Nketiah has now scored 11 goals in his last 11 starts for Arsenal Football Club. You want to say what a backup he is for Arsenal. For Gabriel Jesus, the return date is still unknown, but Arsenal looks like a team that will battle through whatever it is in terms of injuries or loss of form to retain the title position at this time, which is first. 7 points clear, and it was a statement indeed. For West Ham Football Club, they've now suffered 4 successive losses during the Premier League this season, and it's not looking good for David Moyes' men, who had a very fantastic last season, but this season are struggling to replicate that. They lost 3 matches on the bounce prior to the World Cup break, and now they've lost to Arsenal once again. David Moyes needs to turn things around as quickly as possible, especially when you consider the array of talents in his disposals. But Liverpool were in action. They needed a response, considering how they started the season on a faltering note. And they got a 3-1 against Aston Villa. What do you make of that performance last night?
Well, Liverpool never say die. You can never walk alone. Yeah. You can never walk alone. But what I saw with Liverpool yesterday, Liverpool, they still have the fire. Yeah. And Liverpool can still contend for the Premier League with the way it is.
That's behind.
Liverpool can still contend for the Premier League. Yes. So saying Liverpool they are not part of it, I don't agree with whoever must have come up with such idea, because Jogging Club is beginning to have his mojo back. Yes. With what I saw of him yesterday. So Liverpool, no pushover. Liverpool, a contender.
Okay, and the beauty for Liverpool yesterday was teenager Bajita, who came on as a late substitute and wrapped up the win for them
got a goal
with that lovely finish, it must be said. You have 3 teenagers in the lineup at that point. It shows that Liverpool probably have their future secured in terms of these teenagers, becoming superstars late on. But let's talk about Liverpool. But in terms of, their signing, Cody Gakpo has agreed terms with Liverpool, and as we speak, should be in Anfield as we speak, running his medicals. What do you make of that signing? We saw Gakpo at the World Cup, 3 goals scored for Netherlands. He's just 23 years old, and the fee is said to be about £37 million. Yeah, which is it's cheap to say the very least, considering the talent.
Yes, first and foremost, Gakpo, fantastic signing by Liverpool.
Yes.
Beautiful player. a player that knows his onions. He positions himself very well. We also saw what he did in the World Cup. He took the Dutch team to that quarterfinal. To me, single-handedly, you know. But then coming to England to have his time in England is going to be, you know, good for him. It will be good for him, expose him the more to the beautiful football played in England, and the exposure also is going to garner in England is something that is worth talking about. But of course, Liverpool, I like something that Liverpool usually do. Yeah. They have, you know, good negotiators at the back room. They have good negotiators. For you to get Gakpo for £37 million, oh, fantastic deal. Compared to other Premier League clubs that will go, you know, to take player that is not worth £10,000 for 60-something thousand pounds. You know, and all of that. So I give it to those negotiators. I give it to the FSBs. I give it to Jogging Club, and I give it to every member of Liverpool for doing a fantastic job by acquiring Gakpo.
Well, let's get back to the action we saw last night, talking about a review of Premier League games. A team that seems to be going nowhere at this point is Newcastle United. Just under a year ago, you had Newcastle flirting dangerously with relegation, and Eddie Owe, the former Bournemouth manager, was brought on board to, in quotes, steady the ship. Well, needless to say, this ship is sailing, and is sailing to a very good port, it must be said. Newcastle United thrashed Leicester City at the King Power Stadium 3-0. In fact, within 32 minutes, the game was up because there were 3 goals up, and they've now moved to second, 7 points behind Arsenal. What do you make of Newcastle United's, you know, momentum this season? That was their 6th successive win in the league. They've lost just 1 game in 16 matches. They look like they are destined for UEFA Champions League football next season.
Something, I tell you something.
Yes.
Going to yesterday's game, after six minutes,
yes,
I knew
the first goal.
The first goal. I knew they were, you know, they were going to win the game.
Yeah.
After 6 minutes, I knew, because Leicester didn't come to the party yesterday, and I saw them, you know, limp ducking on the field as if the festive period are taking the, you know, the nerve out of them and all of that. Though, yeah, you know, but then I see this Newcastle team with the fire in them.
Yes.
With what they are doing, I see them making the top 4.
Top 4. Okay. Well,
this is a team with character. A team with character. A team with finesse. Take, for instance, the coach. The coach understands his boys, and his boys understand him.
Yes.
What I saw yesterday, Eddie Wing was just, you know, dishing out instructions from the sideline. The boys were, you know, taking to those instructions, and they were clinical. No time wasting.
No time.
Clinical. Finish the game and everything, you know. So, Newcastle, they are the rave of the moment if you are talking about top 4.